Okay, so picture this. It's Los Angeles, 2014.
Right.
You're at one of those, you know, industry house parties. It's loud, it's crowded, the kind of place where the air just smells like, I don't know, cheap cologne and desperation.
Oh, I can smell it from here.
Exactly. So on one side of the room, you have this hustling songwriter. Super talented, but I mean, nobody really knows her name yet. She hasn't dropped the bass, no Grammys, nothing.
Just another face in the crowd trying to make it.
Totally. And on the other side of the room, there's this guy who's been famous since, well, since he was a kid. He's the face of a massive childhood franchise.
I'll know who you're talking about.
So the songwriter spots him, and she doesn't play it cool. She doesn't do the polite nod or anything. She just screams at the top of her lungs across this whole crowded room, "Are you Spy Kids?"
No, she didn't.
She did. And he just smiles and says yes. And just like that, this pop culture obsession began, but you look at it on paper. This marriage should not have worked. Welcome to StarScope Report.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and the stories behind the fame.
Today, we are dissecting a romance that went from a middle school double date to this viral TMI-filled powerhouse.
We're doing a deep dive into the chaotic, fascinating, and honestly, surprisingly enduring world of Meghan Trainor and Daryl Sabara.
It's just a perfect case study in defying the odds.
Totally. I mean, if you look at the failure rate of child star marriages, or even just high-profile relationships where one person's fame skyrockets while the other's is, kind of stationary, the stats are grim.
Right. You've got the whole former child actor stigma with Daryl. Then the huge gap in their fame when Meghan just blew up, and then their brand of what I'll call aggressive transparency.
Aggressive transparency feels like a very polite way of saying they have absolutely no filter.
None. We are talking about the couple that famously discussed their bathroom habits online.
Yeah.
For everyone.
But before we just write them off as weird, we have to look at the bigger picture. Because as of today, Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, this whole story has a massive update.
A huge update involving a new baby, a surrogate, and some fresh Hollywood drama that just dropped this week.
And that update, I think, it changes the context of everything that came before. It sort of reframes the oversharing as maybe not just attention-seeking, but almost like a survival mechanism.
Okay, so to understand where we are now with the new baby and everything, we have to go back to that party.
Back to 2014.
So let's start with the headline. The pop star and the spy kid, a Hollywood match made in bowling.
It's such a great origin story because it really highlights that power dynamic shift, which is usually where these relationships just crumble.
Right. In 2014, Daryl Sabara was the big deal in that room. He was Junie Cortez. He was Spy Kids.
And Meghan was just a fan. I mean, she admitted later she called her family right after the party just to brag that she partied with Spy Kids.
She didn't even call him Daryl, just Spy Kids. That feels like it sets up such a weird pedestal dynamic, right?
It does. How do you date someone when you're literally shouting their IMDb credits at them?
Usually you don't. That Fanistar thing is almost always fatal for a real connection. You're not seeing the person. You're seeing the poster.
But the interesting part here is the gap. They didn't start dating then.
Right, 2 years.
And by 2016, the tables had completely turned. Meghan is now a global superstar. She's got a Grammy. And Daryl is, well, still the guy from Spy Kids.
So how do they actually connect? Because a Grammy winner isn't usually, sliding into the DMs of a former child star who hasn't had a hit in years.
It took a matchmaker. And this is key. Meghan went to her friend, the actress Chloë Grace Moretz, and she made a request that tells you everything about the LA dating scene.
What was it?
She didn't ask for a rich producer or a hot model or some rock star. She asked for the nicest guy ever.
Which sounds sweet, but let's be real. In Hollywood, nice is often code for boring.
Or pushover. Yeah, it's a low bar.
A very low bar.
Or maybe it means safe. After swimming in the music industry Shark Tank for 2 years, maybe she just wanted safety. And Chloe said, I know him. It's my friend Daryl.
So the setup happens, and it's not some big red carpet thing.
No, not at all. It was a double date with Chloe and Brooklyn Beckham. They went bowling.
Yeah.
And they did karaoke.
Okay, I have to pause there. Can you imagine being Daryl Sabara in that moment?
Oh my God.
You're about to do karaoke in front of a woman with a literal Grammy for her voice. That is not a date. That's an audition. It's terrifying.
He was apparently petrified. I mean, most guys would just pick like a rap song or something, low stakes.
Right.
But this is where he won her over. He didn't try to be cool. He got up there and sang Elton John's Your Song.
Bold choice. A ballad leaves you absolutely nowhere to hide.
It was a massive gamble, and it paid off.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was the moment. The clincher.
She said he was the best kisser ever.
Yeah, she was so into it, she told her security guard to, step outside the bowling alley so she could make out with him.
And then they just hit the accelerator. Hard. Weren't they practically living together on tour within a month?
The speed was frantic. She wrote 6 songs about him almost immediately.
6.
And she wrote a song called Marry Me when they'd only been dating for a few weeks. Now, from a psychological standpoint, we'd usually call that love bombing.
Which is a huge red flag in a normal relationship. It usually signals, what? Instability. A need for control.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But usually love bombing implies it's one-sided or manipulative. In this case, it really seemed like they both just dove into the deep end together.
Yeah, that's the distinction. Instead of burning out, they just became this closed unit, like they built a fortress.
And I think that whole us against the world thing is what led to
Yeah.
the bathroom situation.
Okay, we have to talk about it. The Poopgate scandal.
We do.
If you're a listener who managed to avoid the internet for the last few years, first of all, congrats on your mental peace.
Seriously.
But secondly, you missed a viral storm that genuinely confused the entire planet.
It was the moment that nearly broke their public image. It shifted them from cute couple to, what is happening over there?
Meghan revealed that when they bought their new house, they installed side-by-side toilets,
2 toilets.
one bathroom, next to each other.
The public reaction was just horror. Why would you destroy the last bastion of privacy? It feels like the death of romance.
The headline was everywhere, the couple that poops together. But if you actually look at the clarification she gave, it's a little more nuanced. I think the media just ran with the grossest version.
Well, yeah. She clarified on Twitter they only pooped together that one time, laughed, and were like, never again.
But they do pee together while holding hands, which is still a lot.
It's a lot. Meghan's reasoning is that they're soulmates. She framed it as Daryl being a tired dad who just wants to hang out with her every second he can.
Okay.
But here's the interesting part that gets left out. Daryl actually told her, you need to stop telling people this.
Wait, really? He tried to stop the oversharing.
He did. He told her to stop. And her response was, why? People love it.
And she's not wrong. We're still talking about it years later.
But this lack of boundaries, it isn't just about plumbing, it extends to their families. We have to talk about the family moon.
Oh, the family moon. This is where it gets really distinct.
So they get married December 2018. It's a backyard wedding, pretty intimate. Daryl does a whole choreographed dance to Suit and Tie.
Very boy band.
But then they go on their honeymoon to Bora Bora. Romantic getaway for 2.
Except
Meghan brings her parents and her brothers.
nothing says romantic getaway like having your brother in the villa next door. I love my family, but that is a hard boundary for me.
It is definitely unconventional. Her brothers even have a nickname for Daryl.
What is it?
They call him Serial Killer.
Wait, seriously, that feels aggressive for a brother-in-law nickname.
Apparently, it's because he has this really intense, wide smile in photos. He looks crazy to them.
Uh-huh.
But Daryl just leans into it. He thinks it's funny.
I think that's why this works. In an industry where everyone is trying to curate this mysterious, cool persona, they're just weird. And they're weird together.
It creates a protective bubble. Think
Yeah.
about it. If you put everything out there, the toilets, the family trips, the weird nicknames, what can the tabloids expose?
Nothing. You've already exposed yourself. It completely disarms paparazzi culture.
It's a fascinating strategy. Weaponized oversharing.
But that oversharing takes a much more serious turn because behind the viral toilet stories, that same openness meant they were very public about navigating some genuinely terrifying medical trauma.
And that's where the tone of this story completely shifts.
Yeah.
Because the update we have today isn't about quirks, it's about survival.
If you love deep dives into celebrity romances that defy the odds like this one, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope Report. We've got more wild Hollywood stories coming your way that you will not want to miss.
Okay, let's get to the update. This is the big news. As of January 21st, 2026, Meghan and Daryl are officially a family of 5. That's right. On Sunday, January 18th, so just 3 days ago, they welcomed their 3rd child, a daughter named Mikey Moon Trainor.
Mikey Moon. It's such a classic pop star baby name. It fits right in with like Apple or Blue Ivy.
And apparently their 2 sons, Riley and Barry, helped pick the middle name Moon. But the really key detail here is how she arrived. Mikey Moon was born via surrogate.
And this is where the expert analysis really matters. Because in Hollywood, we often see surrogacy discussed so cynically. People just assume it's a convenience option.
Right, to preserve a body or a tour schedule or something, but that is not what happened here.
Not at all.
No, this was about safety, pure and simple. To understand why they chose surrogacy, you have to look at the medical history with their first two kids. It wasn't just difficult, it was dangerous.
Walk us through that, because I remember hearing it was rough, but I don't think I realized how close to the edge they were.
Riley's birth in 2021 was traumatic. He was breech, he had breathing issues right after birth, and he had to spend time in the NICU. And Meghan has been so open about suffering from PTSD after that. She didn't get that immediate skin-to-skin moment, and she felt really disconnected and just terrified.
And then Barry came in 2023. Was that any better?
Barry was also a C-section because he was transverse lying sideways. So it was a successful surgery. She got to hold him. But the cumulative physical and emotional toll of two high-risk surgical births was just immense.
So when they decided they wanted 4 kids, which has always been her dream, this wasn't just a case of trying again.
No. They had to consult with doctors. They had what they call endless conversations with their medical team. And the doctors basically said another pregnancy would be a significant risk.
So surrogacy was the safest option.
It was the safest way to grow their family without risking Meghan's health or the baby's safety. She called their surrogate a superwoman in the announcement post.
It really highlights Daryl's role in all this, too. You see him as the spy kids guy or the toilet husband, but by all accounts, he's just the king of dads.
He really is. He does the morning routine, the cooking. And there's this one story Meghan told that I think sums up his devotion perfectly, even if it is a little graphic.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. The pre-surgery story.
Yes. Before her first C-section, she couldn't reach down to, shave her pelvic area, which you need to do for the surgery. So Daryl did it for her.
That is love. It's not the romance novel version of love, but that's real.
It's practical love. It just removes all the glamour and says, we are in this mess together. And that support system is so crucial because even with all the new baby joy this week, they've been dealing with some fresh drama.
And that's not even the wildest part. Stick around, because we need to talk about the feud that erupted just days ago involving an alleged toxic mom group and a very famous Disney alum.
I mean, it gets messy.
Okay, let's unpack this toxic mom group situation, because just as they're welcoming baby Mikey Moon, the internet is trying to drag Meghan into a feud. What's going on?
This started earlier this month. Ashley Tisdale Sharpay Evans herself wrote this viral essay about leaving a toxic mom group. She didn't name names, but she described this whole dynamic of judgment and exclusion.
And the internet immediately went into detective mode.
Of course.
Yeah.
They need a villain.
Yeah.
And rumors started swirling that Meghan was the queen bee of this toxic group, which, the timing feels really targeted.
So how did they handle it? Did they just ignore it?
Daryl actually stepped in to shut it down. He gave a statement to TMZ just a few days ago, basically saying, no drama over here. He was very clear, played the protector role again.
And Meghan.
True to form, she handled it on TikTok. She posted a video lip-syncing to that sound, "Was I the drama?" to clear her name.
It's that same strategy again. Address it, make a joke, move on. She just refuses to let the narrative get heavy.
It seems to work. But she's also dealing with a lot of scrutiny about her physical appearance, right? It feels like people are coming for her from all angles.
Yeah, she lost about 60 pounds, and the backlash has been harsh. People calling her a walking nose or accusing her of using Ozempic.
That's just brutal, especially when she's been so vocal that it was a lifestyle change for her health to keep up with her kids.
Right, and she's channeling all of it into her work. She's got a new album coming out in April, Toy With Me.
And a new single called Still Don't Care.
A very appropriate title for the week she's having. That feels like a mission statement.
And here's a sweet detail. Her sons, Riley and Barry, are actually making their musical debut on the album. They're on a track called Little One.
I love that. The family Moon energy is still strong. They keep everything in-house.
They really do. And if you look at the whole trajectory from the Spy Kids shout across a party to a family of 5 with a surrogate baby and a comeback, it just proves that their specific brand of weirdness works for them.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Hollywood moves fast, and we're here to keep you up to speed. So let's wrap this up. We started this deep dive asking why this marriage shouldn't have worked. You had the child star stigma, the lopsided
The
fame,
TMI scandals, the traumatic births.
and yet here they are. They just survived this huge medical journey with surrogacy. They're navigating Hollywood drama with humor. They've outlasted so many couples who seemed perfect on paper.
It really feels like they've hacked the system. Like they broke every single rule of how to be a celebrity couple.
I think you're right. Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave everyone with.
Okay.
In an industry where couples curate these perfect, mysterious, airbrushed images, Meghan and Daryl lean into the messy, oversharing, double toilet reality. We always think of privacy as the ultimate luxury for celebrity.
Right, hiding away behind big gates, being unreachable.
Exactly. But for them, is extreme honesty, actually, the secret armor protecting their marriage. Maybe by telling us everything, the good, the bad, and literally ugly, they keep the most important thing, their actual connection, safe. Because there's nothing left for the world to expose.
You can't leak a scandal if the couple has already put it on TikTok.
That's a fascinating way to look at it. Maybe the double toilets are the secret to happiness, after all.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely working for them.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.